All right, Grand Rising, everyone. It's Shalonda or Shay Seeking, and I'm back. Um, yeah, so, excuse me. So, we're still in Revelations. And I was just thinking about something this morning. I was just thinking about like all of the chaos and things that's going on, right? So it's kind of like that whole energy, like, I don't know, the sun is shining in a little bit more than it was before. I don't know. But, yeah. Okay, my fault. So again, so I was just thinking, right? Because I was thinking about the little twists and turns that are in this text here about the scarlet animal and the woman and things like that. And I'm like, Swords, like, what are you trying to tell me? You know what I'm saying? All right, hold on. Let's see. Queen of Swords is sitting here looking at me here. Okay. She's got a knife here. Okay. And King of Swords. Okay. And Hierophant. Okay, so that's the energy here. And then the Hermit energy. Okay. All right. Because I feel like, yeah, I feel like the Queen of Swords is representing an energy, okay, that has some type of power of authority with her mouth, right? Can speak or cut with the mouth, right? But it's not, it's not gruesome or anything. It's very sleek and very still, right? Even a double-edged sword kind of energy here. This make me think about a feminine energy here, okay? Because I feel like what we're talking about is somebody flipping the script or again in some type of position, high position, but really with their hands behind their back, right? And then the King of Swords. I don't know. I'm just thinking about like again a divine masculine. I mean, I'll say masculine and a feminine, possibly teaming up in order to do something, right? So again, this is just a this is not your mama's Bible study. I'm never here to tell you what it is or what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me, and yeah, so I'm telling a story through my eyes being what I would call an oracle or seer. And again, we're just going to go ahead and see what we see here. And I feel like the Hierophant energy is like a saving grace kind of energy here, maybe a masculine energy, more in a feminine, motherly, possibly energy, or like a hovering, protective energy to a certain extent. Okay, the Hierophant is also in between two pillars here. So again, I'm wondering, could this represent some portion of the sun? All right. And then the Hermit, right? Dressed in white, with the sun above the head, you know, okay, because that's just making me think about like, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so again, that just drew my attention there. But I have a couple things that I wrote here about the red beast and or scarlet animal. And then it made me think about China being like huge and then Taiwan not being that big. And how I was telling you guys before, when it comes to the Afghan energy, there's the Afghan energy and then there's the Taliban energy, or maybe ISIS K or whatever they were saying. But again, whenever I look at that, I'm trying to see what the spiritual aspect is for that, right? Because again, wherever it is, I look at, again, Israel or even the Taiwan or energy or even uh, when it comes to Afghan, it just makes me think about that portion of people that would not be spoken up for, okay, that get lost in the sauce to a certain extent. And how, again, if someone is someone of power or something, right, like the Empress, right, possibly was sitting on her throne and in her full power, and she can walk on water, maybe even air. You know what I'm saying? She might even be able to walk on air. She's speaking to the fowl of the air. She has a fowl of the air wrapped around her head, and she got the 12 stars as well. Okay, feminine energy here. Okay, so again, I feel like I still feel like we're getting like Venus energy and things here. Okay, but we do have the Emperor here too, and he has a fowl on his chest. Hmm. I don't know, it made me think about something about the whole thing with China. Um, and what dogs do each of these entities have in the race? Okay, because I wrote down a couple of names that were standing out, like Alexandria, whatever, or whatever, Ortiz or something, right? These are just things that I wrote down here. Something to do with Georgia, right? And then something to do with Kamala, right? And the energy going on around her, right? Because again, as above, so below, okay? What I'm saying is, again, mirroring or mimicking an energy, okay? So again, when it comes to the Biden administration, it has been one of the trickiest administrations to deal with, I feel, for a very long time. It seems like the head doesn't, if we look at it in that sense of it being the establishment, it seems like the head is not really running things, that it may be whatever else is going on underneath that is actually doing so. And it makes me think about those who are planted, right, by foreign energies. It makes me think who has their hand, you know, in the back of the president, because again, just allegedly and through things that are coming out, things that are being said, but the actual works that are happening, it just doesn't really match. So it makes it very questionable. Okay. So then I wrote down here Abrahamic course, I believe. Okay. All right. Trump. Okay. And then the red beast, China, right? Which made me think about the Shekinah energy. All right. And then I was thinking about the Sophia energy. Okay. And then the shooting in Oxford. Okay. What dual nature does something have to do with that? All right. And then the whole thing about Minnesota. I think I looked at a couple of things that had something to do with Minnesota that were going on as well. Okay. Because Minnesota, I did a video on that a while back. And it is the place that sits on many waters. Okay. Through antiquity. Okay. So when I did the George Floyd pieces on the channel here, we broke down some things about Minnesota that correlated with that and brought up some things from antiquity, coat of arms and things like this. Okay. But Oxford, I don't know, it's like ox or a slain calf, or even it's just making me see red for some reason. Okay. All right. So even with this here, the hat here, because I was thinking, those who tried to put someone in slavery or put someone in slavery shall go into slavery, right? So again, it made me think about the farm energy. It made me think about when we were talking about the Omar energy, and that it said that I think she was a landowner or a farmer or something like that, right? So again, I was reading some things here that made me, let's see. Okay, so today I'm not really, going directly anywhere. I'm just presenting a couple of things and asking some questions. Okay. Okay. I wonder if this is the one here. Okay. Okay, we'll get to it. But I don't want to move this and then we end up losing what I was doing here. Because I'm not sure if I have this pulled up on the piece. Let's see. But there was a lot of things about some farming, and I think there was something about even Minnesota where some woman was brought under charges for some kind of act. And it was all coming up when I looked up the Abrahamic course. So I don't know. We're just going to go ahead and read a couple things together. You know what I'm saying? I just pulled them up. I didn't read them yet. We're going to read just the finish up chapter 18 real quick. And then we're going to go into these things and I'll just see kind of like where these things fit. Okay. Because again, I was taking my daughter to work today and it just came up in my mind. Marie Antoinette, right? Because, certain people's videos still keep coming up in my feed, even though, like I said, I'm not subscribed or anything. And I noticed, I've seen someone within the community that had, this hat on, right? And I pay attention to things symbolically or whatever, okay? And I was just thinking when I seen her and I seen the hat, and I don't know, something just said, because again, I feel like there's a divine masculine attached to that energy, or had been, that has some connection to possibly me in some way. And again, I feel like there's some kind of connection through lineage there, right? And so I noticed the hat, and I noticed something about one of the energies that I connect with, and it just was bringing up this Louis, maybe the third energy. But I know whatever Louis was married to Marie Antoinette, okay? And how Source was just telling me this whole thing we're talking about here in Revelations, when it's talking about this energy, like it was like, be careful, right? So like my daughter was telling me this morning, something's telling me that you should do a video. Now she's little, right? And she doesn't ever want me to do videos. She's like, why are you always doing videos? But she's like, I don't know, Mom, something's saying whatever. So again, this also makes me think about, again, some kind of antagonistic energy or force around that it's basically, like I said, alluring energy. It's, again, like for her to say that, I can't even think, but from what I've witnessed from the past year, that again, somebody is using some kind of conjuring spell work or energy in order to get some type of response. Because when I woke up this morning and I felt the energy, right? I feel like, again, after just scrolling and doing things, I felt like, again, the same thing. Like what I just shouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? I could see some righteous things coming out, but it's just like, to speak for what? These people don't listen. They get into their feelings about how I say things, again, because again, in the Queen of Swords energy, sometimes I feel like I do carry that energy when it's about business. You know what I'm saying? What I do when I'm chilling and I'm at home is different than what I'm going to do when I come on this video and share this information with you guys. So again, it's just that kind of energy that I think that people don't like it. They take it the wrong way, okay? And so, I kept on thinking about them like Marie Antoinette. Okay, let them eat cake, right? So while these people were getting growing in abundance, right? So we're growing in abundance. The children of God, we're growing in abundance, what I feel, with spiritual gifts, attributes, these things. We're getting ready, right? Within and without, okay? As above, so below, to enter into a new stage of something, right? Those that were in slavery are going to be coming out. Those that tried to put people in slavery will be going in. All right. This might have to do with some kind of groups or nation building or something that was going on right now. Okay. Trading children and sons. Okay. Because we're going to talk about this here. All right. And so it's like, what's going to be happening is there's already a preparation of crucifying, again, the empress and her, the son, the descendant, the son. Okay. This organic force of nature, okay, versus the energy, right, of one of these queens, right, that would be, again, I feel in this sense, a plant. That's just what it is. And plants have something to do with immigration. And it's just like, it's not nothing against the person. And I'm not saying that they don't belong. What I'm saying is to look at it at this different level when it comes to this text is breaking it down for me that way. Okay. Because again, all brown skinned folk ain't kinfolk. So we're excited and we're excited when we may see, because of some certain milestones, people that look like you getting into certain positions of power. But where we go wrong is that, are you sure those are your particular people, right? And they have the same beliefs, or they're going to treat people like, I just say that with anything. Even when we're talking about, I think they were asking questions about, I was watching one of these things with the Congress or the Senate or whatever, and they were asking this man, how do they know that his behavior, because again, we were talking about judges here, so I don't know what his job was, but they were asking him, how do they know that he won't be, some kind of way with people because of some of the things that he said. And again, he was trying to say that he's separating what his personal beliefs is and his thoughts is from what he does for work. So again, would we do that to everybody? You know what I'm saying? Do we do that? Do we do that to every person that's getting into a position of power is what I'm saying. And again, does that make a difference? Does your religious view makes a difference on how you operate in that position? Do you see what I'm saying? Because we know that when people, again, when it comes to people that come into the country or have come, a lot of there's Chinatowns in cities. There's these towns and that towns. There's no so-called black town because there's no so-called black. There's no such thing as black people in my eyes. But again, people come here and congregate with each other and build together with each other. They hire each other. It's just how it kind of works, okay? Like we can't really go into even a so-called ghetto, and so-called black people do not, or the American Aborigines or Origines, they don't really own much there. Others are operating. So their children, even growing up in these neighborhoods, don't even get an opportunity to see people that look like them running anything. So that's another problem, right? That's another thing that we can kind of fix within the neighborhoods. So this message is all over the place, but I'm hoping that somebody gets something from it. Because I feel like it is a moment of let them eat cake, while some people are being, we're talking about the bottleneck approach, right? Or we're talking about some people not being able, some parts of the country not being able to have access to certain things. And it's almost like a noose being tied around because people don't want to, again, it's really a punishment or mandating, right? Okay. It's really somebody using a strong arm or force in order to punish people because they're not going and doing things the way that, maybe the administration or others want them to do it. Okay. So we'll start here and do this and that. And so again, when we look at these kind of things over history and over time, and we don't address them, and we see these things in action, I don't know, it just bothers me, right? So I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. It's just, that's the kind of messages that I get. Just like some people get messages about relationship and love and twin flames, I just get these type of downloads. It's a job that many people would not be able to continue or operate. First of all, because of all of the restrictions and all of the hate that comes along with it, right? But I don't live for society. I don't live for individual people. I look at things that affect people on the whole and try to, find some kind of outcome or something, because it seems like nobody else wants to do it in order to fix that. So we have to go to the root of things and move in the direction of how did we even get here? All right. And I just happen to be someone that can see these things when we're talking about the Bible. Okay. So again, I wanted to go over this again and see what we're talking about here, right? Because the rulers of the earth, right, have enjoyed themselves with her. So again, this is talking about kings or ye are God energy, right? Emperors and empresses, kings and queens, or again, people, nation building and things like this. Okay, because we're talking about desirous energy here, right? That energy of a hustle that usually turns people cold if you go too far with it. Okay. Because again, money being the root of all evil is not necessarily true to me. It's just when it changes people, or when it also creates a narrative where people will sell each other out or get greedy when it comes to certain things, that makes it evil. Okay. So it's really not even the piece of paper. It's the individuals that are consuming it and being, when it comes to greed or just wanting too much, right? So again, if somebody is coming into the community and offering you something that is like desirous, right? It's kind of like that Lucifer energy here. All right. Then they go behind closed doors and certain things are said and done. And then certain people are pulled into it, and then there's no way out. And so you have people that will go against other people that are innocent, right? Because they fear being caught or blackmailed or something like this for some kind of acts or some kind of things that they were doing. All right. But my thing is, you don't have to mistreat other people while doing so. Okay. You don't have to deceive the people. Like, don't smile into people's face and then you're saying let them eat cake behind their back. Okay. Because remember, when Marie Antoinette first came there, she just liked things plain. My favorite one is with Kristen Dunst, right? Because I love all the colors and things like that. and the in the wardrobe, right? Uh, so again, she was kind of simple at first, and then she started hanging out with like society people and partying and drinking, and then her hats got bigger. You know what I'm saying? They got more bold. They got more. You know what I'm saying? But you really didn't see Louis, and that I don't know why that concerns me to a certain extent. And it's just like I don't know. It makes me think about this whole situation and the thing that's going on with me as well, as if what's hiding, who's hiding. So we see informants, we see people going against people and everything in that movie, okay? Or in that storyline, all right? And again, it feels like there's a scapegoating energy, right? So before it comes out, they want to kind of slaughter, again, that calf energy. Or again, it feels like, again, that's what I feel like the energy is going on with me. After psychological and spiritual attacks, okay? After being love bombed and having that energy taken away, right? After being monitored or surveillanced, right? It just makes me think that and kept under wraps. That's the bothersome part, because I've never been somebody that just is craving attention or craving anything. I've just always done my thing and been fine with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but when it comes to me speaking out, because again, if we're in this energy here, that's a dangerous energy to go through some type of something like that, and then people are waiting, or have exploited you in a way where you don't even know who has been watching you. You don't know who knows where you live. You don't know if somebody might be kind of obsessed with you in the wrong way. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? So this is a dangerous thing here. Okay. And I know why I was watching the news last night. They were talking about the man that went to jail in Milwaukee that ran over those people. And I was listening to, they had played one of his songs on the news, right? And I think that was bogus, actually. I think it was real bogus for them to play parts of his song on the news, but a song or something that he made or whatever. But it was disturbing to me, being so kind of like in the same vicinity between, when it comes to Illinois and Wisconsin. And it's funny because I was listening to this song. It was called Waukesha or something. And it was kind of tripping me out, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And that was the first time I ever heard it come in on Pandora. So I turned it off. And I think that on the news, yes, on the news when he was talking about it, I guess because they're not from that area, they were calling it Waukesha, right? When it was really Waukesha. But I just didn't like the energy field that came in with that song. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Okay. So again, I don't know. It's just like I said. And then to let somebody out on $1,000 bond, allegedly, that did something like that and has an extensive record, and then to come find out that, again, this is something that's going on in many cities with people that sometimes look like us, that are in these positions of power, that are letting people that look like us, or maybe not, I don't know, because it made me think about bounty hunters. It made me think about bounties. It made me think about how cocky people are being. It goes deeper than just somebody going into a store and grabbing some stuff from Louis Vuitton store. I feel like it goes deeper than that. I feel demon energy. Like somebody that's detached, people that might be detached from something. And when they get out, they just get better at their craft. And again, you better watch out. Is what I sense from just that. Again, and we know that we can't believe everything that we see on television. We do know that again. But these are just the messages that Source is giving me. And I'm talking nationwide, this energy going on here. And people, some of these individuals and some of these groups may have information, due to the things that were left behind, right? The all of the equipment or whatever that was left behind, right? These people have lists with names. They have, identities and things like that. Why? And they can down talk it all they want, but I see militia Taliban energy even when it comes to land grab or any kind of energy like that. And I see people that don't have a voice and don't even know what's going on, or don't even know that they have a target on their backs. in danger, whole entire families being cut out. Okay. Now that could be also because we are going, I feel, into some kind of social credit system if we're not already. So again, this may be, again, like me doing this video may be something to cut ties, right? Where I won't be able to operate like everybody else fully. Where again, that noose will go right back on my platforms, my businesses, my online businesses and things like that. But I feel like this was important. Okay. So again, I'm seeing this feminine energy and I'm already on to her energy. Right? So we're just unpacking this, right? And it's just like, I don't know, because I can see like energy around. Like I just, like I can just see that. And I thought Marie Antoinette. They were just living it up, spending all the money. It made me think about all the bills, spending bills and all this stuff that's going on. All of these things, the more money, more money, more money being printed. And I'm like, who is in charge? This is that viperous energy. It's that serpent somewhat energy. That's not all bad, right? If you really try to look at it, okay? It's almost like a truth there. When the serpent says that you won't die. Unless we're talking about spiritual death or, again, some kind of death in society, right? But I feel like there are connections. I feel as above, so below. I feel again, maybe again, like I said, I see it in two different ways here. Everything being blamed on like a Shekinah energy here. All right. When it comes to the vid, right? But it's like, who is it really? That's just the decoy. That's just the energy that's going to be cut off. Who's the real culprit here? All right. Because it made me think about this. People getting rich enjoyed themselves with her. Right? Businessmen throughout the world have grown rich from her luxurious living. Where I feel like there's been this, again, surveilling energy, like around me. I don't know. I see like real world energy here. Like somebody basically making a damn, this is just what the energy that I'm getting from the ancestors and guides and source, right? Like some of us, again, are being paraded around without us knowing as people that are so-called undesirable or black or in that the Sheol or like in that position. And it makes me feel like, are people exploiting people without them knowing? I was looking on Clubhouse and I saw that like there was these people there, but they were numbered. There was like numbers there as if they were like patenting fucking people, and it was just a very bothersome energy to me. Because when we think about where we're going in the future and with tech and this fifth generation, or we're going to call it that just so we don't, to throw off whatever for a second. But it just made me think, where are we really here? Where are we really at when it comes to these things? And do people have access to your mental or, again, some portion of you? Like, it's just very, I don't know. This is just what I'm feeling here. And I feel like this is what's happening, and people are selling off these, videos and stuff on other platforms and enjoying it as if it's, something. And somebody's making a lot of money off of this, exploiting other people in the privacy of their own home under the guise of FBI and all. And then they're just adding on the payments for all of these different, entities that they're going to be hiring into the governing forces when it comes to these things. It seems like nobody ever is held accountable. Nobody ever goes to jail. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like funny. It's kind of ridiculous to me, actually. It says, then I heard another voice calling from heaven, come away from her, my people. Do not partake in her sins, or you will be punished with her. So again, I feel like, again, deflective or this dual energy here. as if almost someone is playing me in society. It's just a weird thing that I'm seeing here. Or playing in my energy field, right? Being in that capital energy. As if I'm not good enough to speak for myself or do these things. So again, you will be punished with her. So again, before I exploit or bring out everything that all of these people that should be indicted or worse, okay, it's almost like to cut that person off. Like, this is the energy that I'm getting from these chapters here. Probably even a masculine energy as well. Okay, you will be punished with her. All right. So again, I'm trying to, in the same way, I feel like society and people are just saying, just shut up. We don't care about what you're saying. We don't care how you feel about things or whatever. It's just like that kind of energy there. So they just are ready for, again, somebody to be done with. But on the other hand, they're exalting, again, an idol image. Hell, I wonder if it's another one of me, a doppelganger or some shit. Like, this is what I be thinking. So it says, for her sins have piled high as high as heaven. This is talking about the heaven on this earth. This is talking about the establishment. This is talking about the establishment. This is talking about her dealing with people of the earth and as above, so below. High profile individuals getting in on this. I'm sorry, but that's just what I'm seeing here. And God is ready to judge her for her crimes. Okay? And this is how I felt today. Whoever did this dirty thing to me and my family, when it comes to surveillance and everything, they need to pay. Whoever's doing this to other people, because it's not because it's just me. This is bigger than me. I'm talking about this is something that can be done to other people and your children in the future. It should really bother people. Do to her as she has done to you. This is exactly what I said out here under the sun today and just was saying to myself, not even really realizing that this is what we're going to be going into today. It's just like, no, we're not going to just be quiet. No. That you're not going to bury me and bury the crimes and bury, like, it just don't make no sense to me. And I'm not saying that, again, this is exactly this individual, but again, these people are in connection with the administration, like I said from the jump. And this is why they're trying to put so many restrictions on who can speak what and how you can speak about this entity, which is called the government, or anything with the establishment or whatever you want to call it. And also foreign nations and hands that are being dealt. And Jesus turning over the tables of the shakers and whatever. It's the same energy here. Trading, not actually trading your bodies, possibly some of you, but again, your personal information. Possibly images of you and your children in private, you see, in the privacy of your home. And that's what I was thinking. Something was out there, it was like probe. And I'm like, what do you mean probe? Okay? I was thinking, what do you mean probe? Right? But you see this empress here, she got this bird here, and it's almost like, okay, so that's what they doing? Okay. It's like go take that same energy that they brought over here and go take it right back and do the same thing to them. And that's what I was thinking. You want to do, okay, so do the same thing that you're doing on earth, do it in heaven. Do unto her as she has done to you and more. Give double penalty for her evil deeds, right? But they're going to make the good look evil while they exalt these people. And they just get fancier and living on high. And there's already people in the media, again, that are saying the same thing when it comes to these people that work for the administration. How they're running around here with, possibly private access to, travel, funding, able to pay off other people to go do certain jobs and things. Some of these things may not be legit. You know what I'm saying? They have security while the other people, while Americans or Israel is stuck behind enemy lines, right? Possibly being probed, right? Surveilled. All so they can keep a wraps on you so they can go and start taking from you when it comes to these trust in these things and things that may be going on in the background that we are ignorant of. But these people specialize in them. And it's easier when you're gone. And since they have lists of names of certain people and identity, then again, this makes it even easier. Okay? For all her evil deeds. So again, we're talking about even here when it comes to medical energy here. I'm wondering again if they are having access to people that don't want to get the antidote. Again, and is this where this new variant came from? I don't know. Because they're saying South Africa, but for me, it's making me think that we're talking about a southern portion of the Rome energy, which possibly might be coming, might be talking about the Midwest in that is in that vicinity. Possibly other places as well. Right? Okay? And maybe these secret drones and all these other things. I'm just wondering what we're really talking about here. All right? And then this thing right here makes me always think about DNA, some kind of mixture, some kind of something that has something to do with something, possibly children or, I don't know. All right? But this is the cup this is the double cup here. Right? Maybe a double dose of like somebody's own medicine. All right? And then also, wait a minute, because let's hold on. Because again, I'm even getting moon energy here, though. Right? And other energies as well. Ortiz, I think that's one of the energies here. The iron dome or whatever. Because we mixing up this cup with the temperance. Foot all the way in the water, tiptoeing on the sand. Okay? This is how to get that when we're talking about inner alchemy, right? Or that road to heaven or your corona or crown chakra. When again, this person just, the temperance card, I don't know, it means different things to different people. But for me, it's talking about mixology. Mixing up something in to get a perfect brew of something. She brewed many cups of woe for others. Okay? Give twice as much to her. And for me, again, the only thing I can say, okay? I'm getting the Ace of Cups energy here. The only thing I can say for me, anything that I am aware of and conscious of, I have cleaned up my life very tremendously over the past. That doesn't make me perfect either because I'm still working. But I don't have ties with any group. I don't have ties with anybody. I barely even deal with people except for coming up with ideas to possibly help humanity as a whole, right? I deal with source. I mind my business. I go through the motions. I go through a lot of things alone that I don't speak on here because many people won't understand them. I see a lot, which puts me in a weird kind of situation because, again, I know that people are watching me and I know that they possibly know where I am. And I know that some people don't like what I'm doing. So it makes me a target. So, again, the real people that need security or the real people behind enemy lines are not getting any assistance. But we're steady projecting other people and other groups and other religious aspects and putting up on platforms and letting them tell their side of the story. While, again, we're not doing that for Israel. So again, it makes me think about this Abrahamic force and how they're saying that Joe Biden at some point in time was dragging his feet with that, right? So again, it's a succubus energy that's attached to this administration, period. This entity has been on MSNBC News, period. It was talking about Biden and the administration and voting, period. This is just little things that, again, make me wonder. Okay? Many cups of woe for others. Give twice as much to her. She has lived in luxury and pleasure. Match it now with torment and with sorrows. So I feel like the society is trying to put the torment and sorrow on me, but Source is like, no, you chill. You know what I'm saying? You ain't don't even trip. Don't even trip. People, it's going to sound like people is trying to, but don't even trip. Okay? She has lived in luxury and pleasure, matching now with torments and sorrow. She boasts. Okay? Now again, in my defense, I do talk about we are kings and queens and empresses. Again, I would look at myself in empress energy. Nobody else has to see it that way. But again, I don't, and I think first when I first started doing these videos, it was like I was saying that stuff. And then I felt like, well, it kind of sounded like you are trying to prove something. So you don't have to prove nothing. Just do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And just say what you say. And it's going to come out the way it is, and people are going to see it for what it is. Because I'm just like talking to you like I'm talking to one of my friends or something. I'm not trying to be no kind of way politically correct or nothing else. I barely wear makeup when I come on this channel, which is something I couldn't do 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, but again, boasting can be done in a different way by upping your game. People think that, again, people might be jealous because somebody has something materialistic that they don't have, when that's ridiculous. For me, I choose not to be that way. Up until a year ago, I mean, I might have been I would say I've been over my shopping thing, especially when clothes and all that stuff, for at least 10 years or so. Okay. When I started to reassess the things and start to see things the way that they were and decide not to contribute to certain things. Okay. But before that, it was off the chain. Okay. So again, this energy of boasting could be done in many ways. Okay. People should be able to do whatever they want to do, spend whatever money or accumulate money. But if you're taking from other people, that's just not right. If people are dying, if there's blood on these people's hands in some kind of, in some instances, that's a problem. That's a problem, because you have to wonder what is supporting her. What may have been supporting, again, me at one point in time because of my personality and because who I am, because they know that I am that particular heir that has come. But when I don't want to bend over and do what they say, or they can't buy me or buy me pretty hats and upgrade my apartment and do these things, then again, when they see that I'm not going to go out here and get no job at Walmart, I'm going to let me continue to do my businesses at home, and you guys keep your hands off. See, because what it was to make it seem like this energy here was not credible. It was not, able to hold its own or whatever. So that's why all the chaos and the turmoil was in my life. Period. And I feel like this has to do with male energy, patriarchal energy, or chauvinistic energy, not being able to take that. Again, an empress is here, and that son or descendant of God can be that empress or a portion of that. Because I think that it is an equal match with the divine masculine. And that is why the divine masculine energy was brought into my life. But I think that someone said, hey, this is not going to work, or I don't want that. Or somebody, again, it seems like there's this energy of this feminine energy that wants everything I have. She wanted the divine masculine. Okay. She wants my life. She wants to break up my home, want me on the street. You know what I'm saying? My children. If you could see if you could see the psychological and spiritual attacks that happened. This is a feminine energy that is in ranking and in power, that has used that energy and maybe the yoni energy in order to conduct something here. Abusing power and authority. These are more than one feminine energy, by the way. All right. So again, I am no helpless widow. Okay. So this makes me think, and I don't know why that just scared the hell out of me. Right. Because I still see the black widow energy of masculines that may not make it out. Or they go in one way and come out one way. I feel like with these energies, they go in being substantial, and they come out with nothing financial. And I feel like with me, because again, I feel like there has been so much work being done, especially with the Three of Swords and so many, attacks I feel on just when we're talking about love and war, when we're talking about that aspect, right? That I feel like it was supposed to harden my heart, but it's not, but it didn't. But I feel like even the abrupt ending to that relationship, okay, with the Bagram energy, I feel like, again, that was supposed to hurt. That was supposed to crush me, right? And I feel like it was supposed to say, you're not really, a queen on your throne. Look at that. But it just pushed me right into the Empress energy. But again, there's a sense of duality here. Someone is playing the part. The idol or son of man, descendant of man, which can be a feminine energy, is being raised up on a pedestal because I won't compromise. They take everything I say wrong. They want to take it wrong. They want to act like I'm not able to be dealt with. We're in that point where they want to subdue the earth and reign on it, which means control it with a bridle possibly, right? But with this particular piece of earth, you have to come correct. I'm more about nature. I'm more about people. I'm about love. I'm about helping people, seeing what I can do that's productive to help people. This is one of the reasons why, again, and I'm talking about on a high caliber. It's not that I don't want to work. It's just, some of this stuff is just, I want to be doing something that's substantial, something that is changing something that I was born and bred to do. So again, this person is saying, I will not experience sorrow, okay? Therefore, sorrow of death and mourning and famine shall overtake her in a single day, okay? And she shall be utterly consumed by fire, for mighty is the Lord who judges her, okay? So again, now it goes to the point that we're talking about a Lord judging somebody, okay? This funny because it says, for her sins are piled up high as heaven, and God is ready to judge her for her crimes in 18 and 5. But then as we move down here to 18 and 8, yeah, it's saying that again, that the Lord is going to judge her. So it's like we're talking about two different energies here. Maybe one is being seen and one is being unseen. One is being elevated and one is being buried. See if this person is going to speak against me. And then again, if so, then we're going to bury her. The Lord is going to then judge this other entity. It's really, that's how I see it. Because I'm going through these motions and these things as they go on. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I don't collaborate with anybody on anything. And the only thing I can say is that I'm open and loving to the energies as much as possible that come or have come in. They may be left out one way. I don't understand that part, but I feel like, again, because there's something I feel like there's something about this area. I feel like it's something that have to do with some kind of towers. I feel like it's something that has to do with something that's blocking it. So even in this situation, this may be what made the kings hate that energy, as if she's just mean and cold, but they don't really realize that the whole time I'm crying out, if this is that energy, is that I can't sense, there's a blockage there. And I wonder if this has something to do with some kind of binding or some kind of, again, sorcery. But now the Lord, which is an overseer or somebody in a certain position, is going to judge her. Okay? So I don't know which her this is, because God is judging somebody and then the Lord is judging someone. Okay? So again, are we talking scapegoat energy, doppelganger energy? Somebody, again, using someone else's identity or signing off on things in someone else's name. What are we talking about? Someone living high while, again, I can't remember what play that was. When the one lady was, oh man, goodness. It was one of the love stories, okay? that ended in death of someone. Okay, one, I think the boy, and the mother, uh, I maybe the other, the queen or whatever, had a sister, I think, that was cast out into the forest as a witch. And the mother always needed some kind of antidote from her in order to keep her into her. And it makes me think a bit, that's why this is here. Listen to here. That's why this is here. This is the alchemy. This is the mixture of, or yes, the DNA here. Okay. I'm telling you. And then this cup, because it's something saying, I want your gifts. So people can laugh and try to ridicule in public and things like that, or in society, but they know that there's substance to what I'm saying here. That's why, again, people are always watching. This is what the energy is telling me here. Okay? Okay? Even this cup that might have been denied at first. Because again, the other cup might have looked more substantial or something. But again, if you're looking at something outwardly, you may be fooled. That's why I like to judge people on who they are from the inside, or the energy, or their works. And not just your skin color, or your position of power, or your money. I can do with or without. And the world leaders who took part in her immoral acts, again, this is sexual immorality, deals with the devil, or deals with, again, other entities, and enjoyed her favors. Will mourn for her as they see the smoke rising from her charred remains. All right. It says they will stand off far, trembling with fear and crying out, alas, Babylon, the mighty city. In one moment, her judgment fell. So again, this makes me feel like, again, it's almost like a trade-off here. It's almost like the idol. Because remember, even in that book, right, when it's talking about the calf, it's like everybody went and backed up that energy and put all the gold in and put everything in or whatever. So if we're talking about these people here, that's a trader of these energies. I have nothing to, a trader of all these things or whatever in industry and stuff. I don't have nothing to do with that. Okay. Her businessmen were known all over the world, and she deceived all nations with her sorcery. And she was responsible for the blood of all the martyred prophets and the saints and the noble men. This is the same feminine energy that was about the noble men. This is a succubus Jezebel energy here. And someone's trying to turn the lights out. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to turn my lights out because I see. Yeah, because I said, yeah. Okay. The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn for her. So this makes me think, again, the merchants, that energy is all these hustlers and stuff out here that, again, may not like what I'm saying in this video because they may think that I'm messing with their money, but all I'm doing is speaking the truth. So now that's why I feel like maybe the combative energy came out today, where people are just talking about people and they're making sure to say that somebody is broke, that they don't have anything, that they're not worth anything. But again, these are supposed to be spiritual people. These are supposed to be people that are very in touch and in tune with their inner self, right? Again, we can also see there might be some envy or jealousy there, because this is not just, tarot reading. This is prophecy, right? These things like this is something on another level. So again, you may have some people that are spiteful because of that. I'm not trying to say anything like that. I'm just doing what I do. But I feel like somebody wants my remains to be charred. The merchants of the earth. This is business. This is people, money, getting paid to do things like I told y'all. People probably with monitors in their homes watching them and then doing tarot readings like, oh, this is what this person is doing and this is what we know. I know for a fact it is. There's people out there. So all these people that they're hiring with the IRS, with accountants, and all these millions and trillions of dollars, and all these hundreds of thousands of these new people that they're hiring for that. This is going to be paying attention to what you're doing. Basically, that bill to me sound like it is talking about, again, turning America into a social credit system. They don't want to deal with me because I ain't going there, right? So they just hopefully probably move in on the land or do some old crazy shit to get me off the land or to get me out of here, right? While they move on with her. And I never said that we couldn't deal with other nations. All I said was it's going to be America first, right? So again, I already know what we're supposedly moving into. But again, I feel like, again, every stone. Unless we're dealing with the energy of the God on this earth. That's what I'm saying. That energy, unless and this is what I did the channel on for so long. Talking about, again, the people that are so-called gods on this plane. Right? I'm dealing with something else. Maybe why I don't feel like I fit in. But I feel like I'm not powerless. I'm not in fear. I'm not any of that. So again, the merchants of the earth. So these are people, the earthling people that are dealing with this energy. Like what I just said, the names that we've listed over the past couple of days, these people are benefiting, moving into power, moving into plots of land, moving into farm. This farming also has to do with people, individuals. You are the produce. We've done several videos on it here. So again, if the world is want to be in this corrupt manner, then they're going to try to get rid of me. If we're going to be right and just, then source is going to step in and it's going to be some other energy. Period. And that's just how I see it. And any way it goes, I'm going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Any way it goes, I feel as though that's just it. I'm not really, I came here to do something. I'm not going to sit here and not do it. They will stand off far, trembling with fear and crying out. At last, Babylon, the mighty city, is one moment her judgment fell. The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn for her. Okay, no one left, for there is no one left to buy their goods. And I feel like, again, I feel like peace, because I do feel like a lot of energies have moved away from me. But it don't make me feel no kind of way. It don't make me feel no kind of way. It's kind of saddened or whatever. But again, I know that whatever is for me will be back with me, right? I don't think that nobody's going to be crying, right? No merchants or people that's, big change. What did it say? Money changers or whatever when it's talking about Yeshua or Jesus energy. These people are not going to, because they know that I don't worship that. They know that's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to do that. So this is somebody that's producing some stuff which is making somebody get wealthy financially. Not spiritually. There's that group of the so-called Jews or Israel, right? Which I call the children of man. And then there's the spiritual ones that are connected that people look to over history and over time for their gifts. Okay? Succubus energy, messing with their heads, doing all kind of stuff. Same thing with the prophecy of Esther and Elijah 100 years later. Hypnosis, all these things like this with women. All right. It's the same thing. And when they're done with you, they just rather bury you. Right. And give that information to somebody else and exalt them into positions of power. It's just the way it goes. Same thing about the red heifer or red calf. Okay. From the Dogon book, I believe we were in. All right. So merchants will mourn for her. There's no one left to buy their goods. She was the biggest customer for gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linens and pearl silk and purple silk. This is Marie Antoinette energy here. And scarlet and every kind of perfume wood. Because there can't nobody else, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm saying who are also figures in the so-called indigenous or these groups that are having some type of movement, right? So, Okay, like indigenous or woke so-called community, right? Because most people are hurting right now. Not to say that nobody else can't be, but I'm just saying it's when that is something that's being shown to me, I'm questioning that with all of the other layers of things that are going on. And I have the right to do so. And when we don't have the right to do so anymore, then that is a problem. Because it will not only affect me, it will affect others and their children and future children. And I don't want to hear that we can't do anything about it. No, it needs to be some questions asked when it comes to these particular people. Somebody, it's got some splaining to do. Now, again, in my home, right, which, again, I do have this thought of, again, some kind of exposure. I have these things because this is what I sell. This is what I sell online is vintage clothing. Okay? So again, I have to be honest and I have to look at it all ways. But again, nobody's buying anything from me because, again, there's been some kind of hold on my accounts, right, for a while now. And I'm just like, forget it. I'm still going to go ahead and finish doing my businesses. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all the chaos and things that was going on over me, hovering over me for the past year and a half or so, I feel like everything is fading away. And again, I need to get, I feel like it was to do something. It was to try to exploit or expose something or make somebody look another way. Like they didn't see all of the stuff that was coming in, the mental attacks, the spiritual attacks. They could just see possibly my responses or arguments and things going on in my home that might have broken things down, but they didn't know the inside. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe they do. Shit, maybe everybody watching. I mean, I don't know. But I said that's already so inhumane for people to stand by and do something like that to somebody. And for what? Because I think that's what it was. And then I told myself, well, you don't need to know for what. And you don't even really care for what. I just know that they did it. I just know that they did it. They exercised their power and platform in the political arena and all these other places and finances in order to harm someone, a whole entire family, and possibly kill them off. All right? And ivory goods and most expensive wood carvings and brass and iron and marble and spices and perfumes. Okay, so I don't know about all this. Okay, ointment, frankincense, myrrh, wine, oil, wheat, sheep, horses, chariots, and slaves, and even souls of men. Okay, so yeah, this is, I don't know. I don't have none of this, okay? And again, it's possible that, again, at some point in time, I was supposed to have that, but I told you, I feel like somebody else is acting. Somebody else is in, it just is. All fancy things you love so much are gone, they cry. The dainty luxuries and splendors you prize so much will never be yours again. They are gone forever. Okay, so I don't know, okay? And so the merchants who have become wealthy by selling her these things shall stand at a distance, fearing danger in themselves and weeping and crying. So again, this is somebody that's doing trade with people. This is somebody that's hustling. This is somebody own their shit. So that, again, that just concludes that it's not me. But again, I feel like whatever it is, there is trying to be like this sacrificial lamb energy around me. Rather, that's cutting me off from being a nation in society, cutting me off from some kind of political, some kind of seat, right? When it comes to some type of hierarchy or something in the future, I don't know. Okay? And it says, that great city, so beautiful, like a woman clothed in finest pearl and scarlet linens, decked out with gold and precious stones and pearls. Okay, in a moment, all the wealth of the city is gone. This is making me think about somebody that is like high end, period. Okay? Yeah. So that's it. Because it's all having to do with all of this corrupt energy, all of this expanded crime. And again, speaking about that even leaves someone in danger. Because again, now these people that have gone in with that are going to be looking, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't like the fact that that I'm a messenger, but I am. And I care about people. I'm sorry. And one person, like Pac said, should not be doing this and that and living all like this and living a lap of luxury, right? And then other people are starving. And then also probably having their hands or having their grips on the White House, right? And having them also perpetrate or do these things that they're doing to people. In one moment, all the wealth of the city is gone. Wow. And again, I did pull a couple of cards here, and we're going to go ahead and just end this here because, again, we have this energy here, right? And I've been thinking, Source, why you got me sitting here doing this work all this time? I haven't really been, focusing on things. I did lose faith and everything because I did notice that, again, there was some kind of hold on my platforms and my accounts. You know what I'm saying? And it made me feel some kind of way for a minute, right? But I was sitting here kind of like in this energy, but I know that there's many, many, many high priestesses. I'm not the only one. There are some that are way more intuitive than I am. I think because of some kind of binding spell or something that been put on me. Okay. But again, this is how I felt today. I don't care anymore. I'm getting up and I'm walking out. And then my daughter said, oh, you got to do the video. So again, I'm just going to do these couple of videos to make some connections here. And then it's just like, this is the energy here. But it's like almost like I'm not even here to stay or something. It's a weird kind of energy. Okay. So again, and I feel like this is the coercing or the kind of energy that has been kind of pulling strings or even making some kind of contact with me to get me to react to certain things, to get, information, personal information. Another thing that I don't like is like, even when you call the bank, they want all this information. They ask you 2 or 3 times. It's like with people having your phone tapped, right? You're saying your social security number, you're saying your credit card numbers. It's dangerous. I think that there should be some other way that this is done. I worry about things like that because strange things my car has been broken into and papers taken out of it. You know what I'm saying? Strange things have been happening. And it's kind of like this energy here. Enough is enough. Like, I'm not your puppet, actually. So you can keep on, really. So again, where the wheel of fortune, I feel like spiritually, it's always been in my hand. And it's always going to be in my hand as long as I do good and I treat people well. And I, do what I feel like Source has me here doing. Right? No matter what society thinks or what people on the outside looking in think. I'm all right on the inside. I'm cool. I got everything I need. It could always be more, but I'm cool for now. That don't mean I want to stay here. It's just saying you should not treat people some kind of way because of what you think they have or they don't have. We talking have and have nots. But I feel like for some people, this wheel is about to be broken because I think that people are paying attention. I won't act, I'm like, ooh, but you know what? As long as somebody sees what's going on, that's what matters to me. Okay? So again, this whole energy of like somebody with that sword up, sitting on high, and now it's time to take a look in the mirror at your own self. Look at that. It's like this. I sit a queen on my throne. This somebody's cutting off nations, cutting off people's identity, cutting off things when it comes to certain things that you are supposed to be obtaining as so-called Black people right now, right? With your inheritances and things like this. And again, to take a look at herself. But that mirror ain't going to do nothing because these people got to look real deep down inside. And I feel like regardless of what society is trying to push, yeah, I've been sitting there. I had this scepter. I had to hold this up the whole time. Even looked like a damn microphone. I had to speak. Nobody seemed like they around to listen. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I've been chilling lately. I really just been, again, leopard or jaguar energy. I just been chilling. Again, because, waiting for justice here. Even blindfolded, trying to get that, right? And then again, here's the King of Cups. Sitting on many waters. And he's sitting there like that. He got them apples. I always say, how you like them apples? They could be pomegranates. With his gold chain with the fish, right? Chilling. He's got greenery or like the grass or whatever is represented on his cloak. All right. And again, he like, oh snap, what just happened? Because it's definitely that energy there. Also, the Queen of Cups here, she's sitting there looking in that cup. Again, could be somebody's. It just reminds me of Ace of the Cups, Ace of Cups sometimes, right? She's staring in, and the other one is some kind of device that she's looking into. She's peering into, almost like water magic, like something, something here. And the fact that she got the shell being our head like Venus, but then again, this is this energy here. Get your ass up. And it's just like, I don't even see how people are able, but I guess if nobody calls these people out, then again, they're going to be able to continue to use their gifts in the wrong way. They're going to be able to sit on these seats in society. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even questioning why the two people underneath Kamala were taken out. I ain't even going to question because I feel like Source is just saying what is handled. If something is getting handled, they may flip it or something, but again, it's for a reason. All right? So again, still dealing with that temperance energy. Now she got both feet in the water here with that butterfly flying up and her wings, right? But I also had to take note and say, okay, yeah. Now, see, this could be some kind of energy too, because again, this Aquarius energy is pouring out this information or this water. But the only reason why I caught sight of knowing that somebody was spying is because these same particular people that I'm talking about were saying things that was too close for comfort. So I feel like since I was pouring out stuff on the truth, and I thought that's what we all were just there to do, they decided to, the government, somebody high up decided to try to pour out what was going on in my life for some kind of, probably because I was speaking about certain things, certain agendas, certain narratives, certain powerful groups. So they wanted to expose me. There's nothing more, nothing less. Made me naked while all the stars look upon. I think that's exactly what it is.